Retirement is often described as the finish line. For decades, you wake up early, follow schedules, meet responsibilities, provide for your family, and work toward the day when you will finally be free. But when that day arrives, something unexpected can happen. The freedom you once dreamed about may begin to feel confusing. The calendar becomes empty. The phone rings less often. The role that once gave you identity is no longer there. Quietly, a question appears. What am I supposed to do now? The Stoic philosophers understood this question better than we might imagine. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca lived in a very different age, but they faced the same human struggles we face today: uncertainty, aging, loss, loneliness, regret, fear, and the search for meaning. Stoicism teaches that a peaceful life does not depend on having perfect circumstances. It depends on learning how to respond wisely to whatever circumstances life gives us. Retirement is not the end of your usefulness. It is not a slow journey toward irrelevance. It can be the beginning of the most peaceful, meaningful, and emotionally free period of your life. But happiness in retirement does not arrive automatically. It must be created through your thoughts, habits, choices, and attitude. One of the most important ideas in Stoicism is the distinction between what is within our control and what is outside our control. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control how quickly the world changes. You cannot control what other people say about you, how your adult children live their lives, or whether everyone appreciates the sacrifices you made. You cannot completely control aging, illness, or the passing of time. But you can control your judgments. You can control your daily choices. You can control the way you speak, the habits you practice, the attention you give to your worries, and the attitude you bring into each morning. Much of the suffering people experience during retirement comes from trying to control things that were never theirs to control. Perhaps your children do not visit as often as you hoped. Perhaps your retirement savings are not as large as you once planned. Perhaps your body cannot do everything it could do 20 years ago. Perhaps society feels unfamiliar, and the world no longer operates according to the values you grew up with. You can spend every day fighting these realities, or you can accept what cannot be changed and place your energy where it can still make a difference. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means refusing to waste your remaining time arguing with reality. Ask yourself each morning, what is truly within my control today? Maybe you can take a gentle walk. Maybe you can call someone you care about. Maybe you can prepare a healthy meal, read a useful book, organize your home, or spend time outside. Maybe you can respond calmly instead of becoming angry. Maybe you can be patient with someone who is struggling. A peaceful retirement begins when you stop demanding control over the entire world and begin taking responsibility for your own small corner of it. You do not need to control everything to live well. You only need to control your next decision. For many people, work is more than a way to earn money. It becomes an identity. When someone asks who you are, you may answer by describing what you do. You are a teacher, a doctor, a business owner, a driver, a manager, an engineer, a farmer, a soldier, or a parent who spent years caring for a family. Then retirement comes, and that title disappears. At first, this can feel like losing a part of yourself, but the Stoics would remind you that your profession was never your complete identity. Your job was something you performed. It was not the total meaning of your existence. You are not valuable only because you produce something, earn money, manage people, or solve problems. Your true character is found in qualities that no retirement can take away. Your patience, honesty, courage, kindness, ability to listen, willingness to help, accumulated wisdom, and capacity to love. Retirement gives you an opportunity to discover who you are when you are no longer performing for a salary, a title, or public recognition. This can be uncomfortable, but it can also be liberating. You can become a mentor without being a manager. You can remain a teacher without standing in a classroom. You can continue serving others without reporting to an office. You can become a gardener, writer, volunteer, storyteller, learner, supportive grandparent, trusted friend, or calm presence in your community. Do not ask only what you used to do. Ask what kind of person you want to be now. Your career may have ended, but your character is still being written. Every conversation is a chance to practice wisdom. Every difficulty is a chance to practice courage. Every disagreement is a chance to practice patience. Every ordinary day is a chance to become the person you always wanted to be. Retirement does not remove your identity. It gives you the freedom to create a deeper one. When people are young, they often behave as if time is unlimited. They postpone important conversations. They delay dreams. They remain angry for years. They waste days worrying about things that never happen. They say they will begin living when they have more money, more freedom, or fewer responsibilities. Retirement finally provides more freedom, but it also brings a powerful realization: time is limited. The Stoics did not view this as a depressing truth. They viewed it as a reason to live more intentionally. When you understand that a day will never return, you begin to appreciate it differently. You notice the warmth of the morning sunlight. You listen more carefully when someone speaks. You stop saving every good experience for a special occasion. You begin to understand that being alive is already a special occasion. A happy retirement is not created by filling every hour with entertainment. It is created by giving each day meaning. Some days will be active. Others will be quiet. Some days may include travel, family gatherings, and new experiences. Others may include a simple cup of tea, a short walk, and an afternoon reading near a window. The value of a day is not determined by how impressive it looks to other people. A quiet day can be a beautiful day when it is lived consciously. Do not spend retirement waiting for the next holiday, visit, or special event. Your life is happening between those events. It is happening this morning. It is happening in the meal you are eating. It is happening during the conversation you almost ignored. It is happening in the ordinary moments you may one day miss. Protect your time from unnecessary conflict. Do not give entire days to resentment. Do not allow old arguments to occupy your mind without paying rent. Do not spend your remaining years trying to impress people who are not thinking about you. Use your time to become calmer, wiser, healthier, and more loving. Money can sometimes be recovered. Possessions can be replaced. But an hour that has passed is gone forever. Treat each day as something valuable, because it truly is. Modern society teaches us to believe that happiness comes from acquiring more: a larger house, a newer vehicle, more expensive clothes, more status, more attention, and more possessions. But retirement often reveals the burden hidden inside material things. Every possession needs space. It needs maintenance. It needs protection. It creates another responsibility. The Stoics believed that wealth was not measured by how much a person owned, but by how little they needed in order to feel content. This does not mean you must reject comfort or live without pleasure. It means you should not allow your happiness to depend on possessions. There is nothing wrong with enjoying a comfortable home, a good meal, or a pleasant trip. The danger begins when you believe you cannot be happy without them. A person with endless desires can feel poor even when surrounded by luxury. A grateful person can feel rich while living simply. Retirement is an excellent time to simplify your life. Look around your home. How many things are you keeping that you no longer use? How many objects create memories, and how many create clutter? How many expenses are supporting a lifestyle that no longer serves you? Simplifying your surroundings can create space in your mind, but simplicity is not only about possessions, it is also about expectations. You do not need every family gathering to be perfect. You do not need every person to agree with you. You do not need to attend every event. You do not need to explain every decision. You do not need to compete with other retirees. Someone else may travel more often, have a larger pension, live in a more expensive home, or receive more attention from family. Comparison will turn your blessings into disappointments. Instead, count what is already present: a safe place to sleep, food to eat, a person you can call, a body that still allows you to experience the world, a mind capable of learning, another morning, and another chance to begin. Gratitude is not pretending that life is perfect. It is recognizing that even an imperfect life contains gifts. The person who always wants more will never arrive at happiness. The person who learns to appreciate enough has already arrived. Retirement should not become a withdrawal from life. The human body needs movement, and the human mind needs meaningful challenges. When work disappears, many people also lose the routines that kept them mentally and physically active. They begin sitting for longer periods. They stop learning. Their days become repetitive. Slowly, life becomes smaller. The Stoics practiced discipline not as punishment, but as preparation. They understood that comfort can become dangerous when it makes us passive. You do not need to train like an athlete or study like a university student. You only need to continue challenging yourself in ways that are appropriate for your abilities. Walk regularly if your health allows it. Stretch gently. Spend time outdoors. Follow the guidance of qualified health professionals. Prepare nourishing food and protect your sleep. Your body has carried you through decades of work, stress, responsibility, and change. Treat it with respect rather than criticism. Do not compare your current body with the body you had at 25. Work with the body you have today. The same principle applies to your mind. Read about subjects that interest you. Learn to use new technology. Study history. Practice a language. Solve puzzles. Write down your memories. Learn a musical instrument. Attend a class. Listen to thoughtful discussions. Ask younger people to teach you something instead of assuming that learning only travels in one direction. There is no age at which curiosity becomes inappropriate. A person grows old more quickly when they stop being curious about life. You do not need to understand every new trend, but do not allow fear or pride to prevent you from learning. Your brain still needs purpose. Your day still needs structure. Create a simple morning routine. Wake up at a reasonable time. Make your bed. Open the curtains. Move your body. Plan one meaningful task. Do not underestimate the power of small disciplines. A short walk repeated every day is more valuable than an ambitious plan abandoned after 1 week. 10 pages of reading each day can become several books over a year. One phone call can rebuild a relationship. One healthy choice can lead to another. A strong retirement is not built through occasional bursts of motivation. It is built through small actions repeated with patience. Retirement often brings more time alone. Colleagues who once surrounded you may continue with their own lives. Children may be busy with careers and families. Friends may move away, face health problems, or become less socially active. Silence can begin to feel heavy. But being alone and being lonely are not always the same thing. Solitude can become a place of reflection, creativity, prayer, learning, and peace. Loneliness occurs when we feel disconnected, forgotten, or unable to share our inner world with others. The Stoics valued the ability to be comfortable with oneself. They did not teach people to reject relationships. They taught that a person should not be completely dependent on constant attention in order to feel whole. Learn to enjoy your own company. Sit quietly without immediately reaching for a screen. Write down your thoughts. Take a walk without rushing. Listen to music. Notice your surroundings. Develop an inner life that is not controlled by noise. At the same time, do not use Stoicism as an excuse to isolate yourself. Human beings need connection. Sometimes we wait for other people to call us, invite us, or notice that we feel alone. But they may be waiting for the same thing. Be the person who reaches out first. Call an old friend. Speak to a neighbor. Join a local group. Visit a place of worship or community center. Volunteer. Participate in a walking group. Share your knowledge with someone younger. Connection often begins with a small act of courage. Not every conversation will become a friendship. Not every invitation will be accepted. That is outside your control. Your responsibility is to remain open. You may feel that you are too old to make new friends, but friendship does not have an age limit. Some of the most meaningful people in your life may be individuals you have not yet met. Do not measure your relationships only by the number of people around you. One sincere friendship is worth more than dozens of shallow connections. Look for people with whom you can be honest, peaceful, and fully present. Become that kind of person for others. By the time a person reaches retirement, they have accumulated decades of memories. Some memories bring joy, others bring pain. You may remember opportunities you missed, relationships that ended, mistakes you made, words you regret, and years you wish you could relive differently. The mind can turn the past into a courtroom where you are constantly both the accused and the judge. But the Stoics remind us that the past is outside our control. It cannot be changed. It can only be understood. Regret becomes useful when it teaches you something. After the lesson has been learned, endless self-punishment serves no purpose. Perhaps you worked too much and missed important moments with your family. You cannot return to those years, but you can be more present now. Perhaps you made poor financial decisions. You cannot erase them, but you can manage today's resources more carefully. Perhaps you hurt someone. You may still be able to apologize. Even when reconciliation is impossible, you can decide not to repeat the same behavior. You are not required to pretend that your mistakes were acceptable. You are required to stop allowing them to destroy the life that remains. Your younger self made decisions with the understanding, emotions, fears, and circumstances available at that time. Today, you know more. Use that knowledge to live better. The past can be a teacher, but it should not become your permanent home. You may also carry resentment toward people who harmed you. Forgiveness does not mean approving what they did. It means refusing to let their actions continue controlling your emotional life. Every day spent replaying an old injury is another day given to the person who caused it. Release yourself from that burden. You do not have to forget. You do not have to trust someone again. You simply have to decide that your peace is more valuable than your anger. Everything in life changes. The body changes. Relationships change. Communities change. Technology changes. The people we love change. Eventually, every possession, role, and life chapter reaches an end. The Stoics practiced remembering that change is not an interruption of life. Change is the nature of life. A tree loses its leaves. A child becomes an adult. A career becomes a memory. A strong body becomes slower. A busy home becomes quiet. When we demand that life remain exactly as it was, we create suffering. Retirement requires adaptation. You may need to adjust your spending. You may need to move to a smaller home. You may need help with tasks you once completed alone. You may need to change routines because of your health. Asking for help can be difficult, especially for someone who spent a lifetime being independent. But wisdom means responding to reality, not protecting your pride. Accepting assistance does not make you weak. Changing your plans does not mean you have failed. Strength is not stubbornness. Real strength is the ability to adapt without losing your dignity. Prepare yourself emotionally for change by appreciating things while they are present. Enjoy your home without believing it will last forever. Love people without pretending you can never lose them. Use your abilities without assuming they will always remain unchanged. This awareness does not reduce joy, it deepens it. When you understand that a moment is temporary, you pay closer attention to it. You hold a loved one's hand more gently. You listen more carefully. You say thank you. You stop postponing affection. Nothing is promised to remain, which is exactly why it should be valued today. One of the greatest dangers in retirement is the belief that you are no longer needed. During your working years, people may have depended on your skills, decisions, labor, or income. When those responsibilities disappear, you may feel invisible. But usefulness is not limited to employment. You have something younger people cannot obtain quickly: experience. You have witnessed success and failure. You have survived difficult seasons. You have learned which worries matter and which ones eventually disappear. You may not have every answer, but you carry perspective. Share that perspective with humility. Do not force advice on people who have not asked for it. Listen first, understand their situation, then offer guidance without demanding that they follow it. Helping others is not about proving that you know more. It is about making someone else's path slightly easier. Volunteer your time. Teach a skill. Help a neighbor. Support a local organization. Read to children. Assist someone who is struggling with practical tasks. Encourage a person who doubts themselves. Your greatest contribution may not be something publicly recognized. It may be the calm conversation that prevents someone from giving up. It may be the story that helps a grandchild understand their family. It may be the patience you show to someone who is afraid. It may be the example you set by aging with courage. Purpose does not always arrive as a grand mission. Sometimes purpose is simply being useful where you are. Do not wait for the world to give you an important role. Look around and ask who you can help today, what you can improve, and what burden you can make lighter. A person who serves others rarely feels that life is empty. Many people spend their working years dreaming about retirement, but after retiring, they continue postponing happiness. They wait until the weather improves, until their health feels perfect, until the family is less busy, until they have more money, or until they feel more confident. But life does not begin when every problem disappears. Life is already happening. The The Stoic approach is to live according to your values now, under the conditions that exist now. You may not be able to take the expensive journey you once imagined, but perhaps you can explore somewhere nearby. You may not be able to practice an old hobby in exactly the same way, but perhaps you can adapt it. You may not have the energy you once had, but you still have some energy. Use it wisely. Do not wait for permission to enjoy your retirement. Wear the good clothes. Use the special dishes. Take the photograph. Write the letter. Plant the flowers. Begin the book. Tell people that you love them. Make the call you have been postponing. A meaningful life does not require dramatic experiences. It requires presence. There will always be reasons to delay. Fear will tell you that it is too late. Pride will tell you that you must do everything perfectly. The opinions of others may tell you that someone your age should behave in a certain way. But your life belongs to you. You are allowed to begin something new. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to rest without feeling guilty. You are allowed to enjoy your own company. You are allowed to build a life that looks different from other people's expectations. Retirement is not an empty space that must be filled with constant activity. It is an opportunity to live deliberately. Some days, deliberate living means learning something new. Some days, it means helping another person. Some days, it means resting and allowing your body to recover. The goal is not to stay busy every second. The goal is to remain awake to your own life. A happy retirement is not created by money alone. Money can provide comfort and security, but it cannot guarantee peace. It cannot repair every relationship. It cannot remove regret. It cannot create purpose by itself. Peace comes from the way you think. Purpose comes from the way you live. Contentment comes from appreciating what is present, while calmly accepting what is beyond your control. The Stoics teach us that every stage of life offers a different opportunity to practice virtue. Youth offers energy. Adulthood offers responsibility. Retirement offers perspective. You now have the chance to live with less pressure, fewer illusions, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. You do not need to prove yourself anymore. You do not need to win every argument. You do not need to compete with anyone. You do not need to carry every mistake forever. Focus on what you can control. Build an identity beyond your career. Value your time. Simplify your desires. Keep your body and mind active. Create meaningful connections. Learn from the past and then release it. Accept change with dignity. Make yourself useful, and stop postponing the life that is available to you today. Retirement is not the closing chapter of your story. It can be the chapter in which you finally understand the story. The chapter where you replace ambition with wisdom, noise with peace, comparison with gratitude, fear with acceptance, and busyness with meaning. When you wake up tomorrow morning, do not ask how many years are left. Ask what kind of person you will be today. A good life is not measured only by its length. It is measured by the wisdom, courage, gratitude, and love contained within it. As long as you are still here, your life still has meaning. Your presence still matters. Your character can still grow. Your wisdom can still help someone. A peaceful, happy, and purposeful retirement is still yours to create. If these lessons brought you peace, take a moment to reflect on which one you need most in your life right now. Share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more timeless Stoic wisdom to help you live with courage, clarity, purpose, and inner peace.